straight. They using my name for clickbait. See, you wanna start fake beef.
Straight to a penthouse, Miami Beach. It's a new weirdo every week. Talk crazy on tweets. They don't want it cause I come to defeat. Anything for clout. Anything for clout.
What's up, my flawlessly kings and queens? Welcome back to my channel. As you guys can see by the title, you already know we gonna get into some things, y'all.
No bars.
I'm not liking what I'm seeing. We got Chris Brown back in the click today, you guys. Now, I want to talk about some things. I will keep it real with you guys. If you are super sensitive, then this is not the channel for you, okay? Because I notice a lot of people get sensitive nowadays, and I always have to make sure that I reiterate that I do not condone domestic violence. I was once a victim. I am a survivor now. So anything I say in this video pertaining to Chris Brown, I'm going to speak from experience and my opinion and feelings only, okay? So let's just get that straight out. But I seen an article today that says Chris Brown speaks out after he was told that he couldn't play in the NBA Celebrity All-Star game.
What?
Hold up, wait a minute. Wow.
Now, before I read what he wrote in his stories, because he had to express himself because he was very upset, okay? Chris Brown was allegedly, invited by the, NBA Celebrity All-Star game to play. Now, we all know that Chris Brown knows how to play basketball. He loves basketball, other than just him being an amazing icon, okay? Because to me, Chris Brown is definitely up there. He is the king of R&B. His numbers don't lie. Regardless of the fact of him being blackballed for what he did in the past. Obviously, you guys know he dated Rihanna, and he, basically put his hands on her, and he did get in trouble for that, and he has been scrutinized for it. But now it is haunting him because they literally told him that he was not able to play after inviting him. Now, let's read what Chris Brown had to say, because he definitely was upset about this. He said, "I was asked by the NBA to play in the All-Star game this year, only to them to call me later and say that they couldn't do it because of their sponsors like RUFFLES. Okay, their sponsors are not happy with the lineup, with his name on that lineup to play. All right. So he said, at this point, I'm sick of people bothering me, and I'm tired of living in the effing past. I posted the emails so y'all could see. The NBA still was trying to get me to come and sit courtside. Not effing happening."
Oh, no, you didn't.
Now, let me tell y'all something. Like I said, I don't condone domestic violence, but I will say I think it's totally unprofessional, unfair for the NBA to invite this man to come and play inside of the game, only to tell him that he cannot play no more. Like, that right there is absolute disrespect. And then you tell him that he could sit courtside after you invited him, and then you disinvite him, but then tell him that he can't play, but he could sit courtside.
Let me tell you something. You low down, dirty, stanky, crusty, low budget who mess around and play with people's feelings, y'all make me sick.
That's really disrespectful. I think it's messed up. And I think that it's time for the industry to give it up.
Call your mama, period. Got me over here tight, excuse me, what?
Okay. Like, first of all, I love Rihanna. I'm upset and sad that that situation happened to Rihanna years ago. But even Rihanna forgave Chris Brown. So why is the industry blackballing him to be at some of the most biggest and major platforms and events? It's just not okay. This man sells out on tours. This man has made an impact on a lot of his fans. He has reached milestones that a lot of artists to this day that's older than him, that have been in the game longer than him, has yet to reach. So I think at this point it has to be a discussion, and some things has to change. Okay, like, we all know publicly he apologized several times. And I noticed that a lot of people have been bringing up the relationship between him and Karrueche and the allegations and the restraining order that she put out. Obviously, we're not going to deny the fact that he also was in situations where he allegedly was in a scuffle with Usher because he was getting disrespectful with Tiana Taylor. I will say that people are human and I cannot take away from other people's experience. And I would say if they were abused by him, that's not okay. And I don't condone that. But we are in a culture of where is the receipts, right? Like a lot of people in the industry now, let's talk about the NBA alone. Like there's a lot of people that was in the NBA, NFL, any of the major platforms for sports has done worse than what Chris Brown has done and have been repeatedly having actual video footage, actual police reports, actual things that actually happened, being convicted, and still have been able to play after these allegations and after proven fact that they were in a DV situation, and they have been able to play. And so I feel like something is just not right. I do feel like everybody definitely deserves a chance. And as far as Chris Brown, I think that he has been apologetic for years now. Now he's at the point where he like, just forget it. Like, it is what it is. We cannot please them all. But then we got people like Blueface and everything, and he gets invited to everything, and he gets to do whatever. It was constant toxic stuff going on. I mean, we can go down the line. We can name a lot of people, a lot of celebrities, a lot of pro basketball players and NFL players that has assaulted their wife, and there has been physical video footage. I feel like once the person, that you abused apologized, and once the abuser apologized, and that person that he abused, which is Rihanna, forgave him. So it's just, I know it's like sometimes in your life, you really got to watch what you do, because it will, hunt you for the rest of your life. And right now he's dealing with that, and he's not able to really live his life, unfortunately, because of that decision and because of him putting his hands on Rihanna. And it's just crazy how, people can't forgive him. A lot of people did have things to say on Instagram, and I do have my opinions, and y'all already know I make my reservations, and y'all know we're going to always most definitely talk about it. So if you guys do not know who Tamika Mallory is, she's an activist. She has many titles. We ain't gonna go over it over here. But I did see that she had some things to say pertaining to what he had to say about the industry not allowing him to play in the basketball game. Okay. She said, on this issue, brands have every right to choose who they do or do not want to work with. In situations surrounding domestic violence, assault, I have questions for our community, especially our women. Does there come a point when a younger person who did something wrong gets to move forward, or do we hold them to their actions forever? Does it matter that Rihanna, the victim, moved on? Should we pick up the ball and run with it? Is there something Chris Brown should be doing or should have done to earn back the respect of the people? All right, I'm going to just say this, okay? I truly feel like, and I'm going to get into the comment section because I did see a lot of people say certain things, and I'm going to give my opinion on that. But we're going to start with this and what I feel. So I want to answer this question. It says, does there come a point when a younger person who did something wrong gets to move forward, or do we hold them to their actions forever? I think the only opinion that matters is Jehovah's, is God. Period. The ends all be all.
Call your mama. Period.
I don't think we, the people, other human beings, have the right to continue to judge someone when God has already forgiven him for what he has done. I think Chris Brown has apologized several times, and I think that the sad part is when you are in an industry full of trolls and people, trying to puppet you and pull strings, I feel like he is at a point where he is no longer wanting to do what these people want him to do. And somewhere along the line, he has gotten somebody upset, and because he's not doing what people want him to do, he will forever be scrutinized. No matter how many times he will say he apologized, no matter how many times Rihanna had relived that situation because people asked and she forgave him and came publicly to show these two actually showed up around each other after it, and she forgave him. Who are we to judge?
That's what the f I'm talking about. God. That's what I'm talking about.
Now that's how you clear up.
Who are we to judge? Let me tell you, we are not perfect. It's not one person on this earth that's perfect. So if it's anybody out here that will continue to hold a grudge on someone who has been apologetic, because he's not going out and being an activist, because he's not starting any foundation or putting his money into things, people will judge. People will judge this situation forever. He can come out and start an organization right now, and there's still going to be somebody who still says, I don't like him. He's a woman beater. He ain't ish. He's never going to change. Oh, well, look what happened with Karrueche. Look what happened with Tiana Taylor. We were not physically there. None of these women physically spoke up or showed any real proof of actual bruises and things like that. Not to say that it didn't happen. I'm just saying at the end of the day, these are these people's truth. We were not there. I wasn't there to witness anything, but I do feel like if a person is apologetic and he truly means that, and he's came out to the public and apologized so many different times, and he's not able to get the same treatment and just leave his past alone, I don't think it's fair. I really do not think it's fair. Like, I feel like if a person did something, he was young. They were young. They were in their prime of their career. They were young. Not to say that it's an excuse. It's never an excuse for a man to put his hands on a woman. It's never an excuse for a woman to put her hands on a man. Nobody should put their hands on nobody. But should he be crucified? He didn't murder her. He assaulted her, and he had to pay for that. He paid for that crime. And she also forgave him. So I'm a person of a forgiving heart. If you do something, you do wrong to me, I won't hold that hate. I won't hold that grudge. Will I ever forget? Absolutely not, because you are who you become. When you go through things, it makes you a different person. You either change or you continue to do the wrong thing. Now, a lot of people feel strongly about this situation, and a lot of people are not going to agree with me, and I understand that wholeheartedly. But I don't feel like it's right for the NBA to invite him to this place and then just say goodbye. That's wrong. Very wrong. And then you're going to say, oh, come sit courtside. Oh, you could come sit courtside, but you can't play no more. What? Where they do that at? Like, he's never going to please anybody, even if he come out. Let's get straight into these comments, because, child, listen, let's finish what she had to say. All right. How should we talk to our young people about redemption or the absence of such? These are not rhetorical questions. I really want to get a sense of how people genuinely feel. And let me say up front, I don't follow Chris Brown news, so I don't know all the details. My intention is to provoke a conversation that's bigger than one person. I totally feel like at the end of the day, Chris Brown is a human being. We all are human beings. We all don't make the right decisions. Right? We all do not make the right decision, but he is a father of 3 children, 2 girls, 1 boy. And by the looks of it, everybody gets along. He just want to live his life, make his money. You understand? You cannot help everybody, right? In this world, we see a lot of bull crap that's going on. You cannot help everybody. But however, you can't live for everybody neither. You can't do what everybody feel like you should do just for you to be accepted. At the end of the day, as long as you spoke to God, you had that conversation with him, and you feel like you changed, and you feel like you've really been apologetic, and you're sorry for the things that you did, and you're sorry for the things that you put someone through, only you can move on. You cannot allow somebody else to create a narrative about you and make you feel bad about who you are. So at this point, I feel like it's just time to pack this conversation up, unless there is actual proof that he is abusing someone right now, and he's just been unruly every day, every event. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, he keeps to himself. We do hear a lot of negative things from time to time but we are not there. We're not a part of his crew. We don't know what's going on. We don't know the 100% 411 details and, DV going around. So definitely going to pray heavily on this topic for sure. Let's get into what somebody said. Y'all can look at it on the screen. As someone who has been domestically abused, I think that once the victim has forgiven the person that abused them, that person has taken anger management or has taken accountability. Yes, life goes on and we grow from our mistakes. Plus, this was years ago and both of them have since moved on. This is a one-sided excuse because they don't keep this same energy with everybody. As I said before, they don't. We've seen plenty of celebrities, and I mean, even the Caucasian ones, they get away with a whole lot more than an average African American or Latino. Okay. He has to model the change and advocate against the behavior. He has yet to advocate against domestic violence and still has an assault accusation. He can only be mad at himself. Now, if y'all agree with that, y'all let me know in the comments below what y'all really feel about it. Because when I do talk about Chris Brown, I do see a lot of people to say, oh, you support abusers, whatever. Let me tell you something. I believe in forgiveness. I believe in love. I believe that people can change. I truly do. Okay. And I also believe in people getting justice and people taking accountability, right? If this person didn't apologize to the way you felt like he should apologize, does that make him still a bad person? That makes it being your choice, being your opinion, and you feeling some type of way strongly about it. That's my opinion. I feel like at the end of the day, okay, say if he did advocate, I do feel like advocating against the behavior most definitely would help him. And in some people's nature. Then you got some brands that will say, okay, he advocated against him, but because he did it, I still don't want, I don't want to lose any customers, because we do have a lot of females that's against men who did it and we don't forgive them. You got a lot of people out here who's bitter, who's angry, and don't ever want to forgive a man who abused a woman. Okay. So everybody is different. He can only do what he feels comfortable doing. As long as he took, in my opinion, he took accountability when he apologized and he said he was sorry and he was wrong for it. And I think that you just give people enough rope to hang themselves. And I think everybody deserves chances. If we're going to do that, everybody should keep the same energy with any celebrity, any human being, any person. Let me know what y'all feel about that in the comments below. Definitely would love to know that. Jesse Wu said, this is absolutely nothing to do with Rihanna and everything to do with his habitual disrespect towards women. Let's not act like we didn't see Usher have to intervene between Tiana Taylor and him just last year. Let's not act as if Rihanna was his only abusive relationship. Even the way he weaponized his fan base against Tinashe. Just a couple months ago, when she simply said their collaboration was not her idea because he was not a pop artist, he has a behavioral pattern. Black women never get the type of grace this man receives. Look at Monique, blackballed for being difficult, yet folks continue to fight for black males who have shown verbal, physical, and emotional abuse behavior towards women consistently. I feel like this is a little bit more deeper situation, because I feel like we're not going to take away from the women who felt like they were victimized or abused by, allegedly abused by Chris Brown, right? We cannot speak of what we feel happened. We cannot speak of what we think happened. We have to speak on what we know happened when it comes to the abuse. When it comes to the abuse, we have to really have the actual facts and physical proof before you come out and start calling people all types of different names. We have seen a lot of things in the situation in the industry where people say he is rude and how he didn't want a certain type of demographic of girls in his section or whatever the case may be is. But a lot of these women put themselves in these predicaments around these men with money and have ulterior motives. But my thing is, What does that have to do with him being invited? Now, mind you, these people already know. Come on, everybody know Chris Brown put his hands on Rihanna. Let's really talk about it. Let's cut it out here. Let's not make it about black women and let's not do that. Let's talk about for what it really is. Yes, he has had allegations of him allegedly abusing this person, allegedly abusing that person. But at this point, will he continue to get scrutinized after publicly apologizing for the wrongs that he was doing? Oh, he didn't open up or advocate against it, so he's going to forever be guilty. He's going to forever be that terrible person, right? Who are you to judge? I don't get it. I just never understand why people feel like it's okay for them to judge somebody. Like, I just don't like that. I get it. You know, I'm a survivor. I've been with somebody. I forgive the person who abused me because you know why? They have to answer to someone in the end. But how can you move on if you don't forgive your abuser? You will never forget. But at a point, listen, people are human. Is it right? Absolutely not. If he continues to do it, he is a scumbag. And that's my opinion. But we're talking about the situation at hand. There's several people in this industry who have done way worse than him and still are getting checks, still are able to talk online and give their opinions on other people's life. Come on, let's really talk about it. So let's get straight into this next comment because this right here, she hit him, he hit her back. He went too far. He paid for his mistakes and had to rebuild his brand from scraps. The NBA is also no stranger to abusers and predators, so the stance is weird. Rihanna herself has forgiven him publicly. He can say her name in interviews and no receive a violation of any protections, meaning that ish is in the past. They both gone on to recreate and cement themselves in our lives and hearts, and we are all human. We can't judge or cast punishment on anyone, as that's God's place. Amen. Let that man live. We won't forget at all, but we don't have to hold him to his weakest and lowest form of self. We all have been at a point of low, but we are all still alive and thriving, just doing the best we can. Let go and let God.
Period.
Now, I love that comment because I feel like it's definitely not coming from a place of judgment, but it's also coming from a place of love and acknowledgement and accountability that we know. We've seen him apologize. We've seen the women that allegedly said certain things happen, move on with their life and don't mention him, live their life, said their piece, spoke out. Now at this point, it's like, why are people still judging? Is it that they want him to put his money in other else places? Would it be nice? Absolutely. It would be nice if he speaks against it. It would be nice if he, does rallies and have organizations, but maybe he doesn't want to do that because he doesn't have to do it. He apologized. He moved on. Let him live. He's an amazing, amazing artist. We don't know what type of father he is, but I'm pretty sure his kids absolutely love him beyond measures. His mother loved him. His mother forgave him. God is the one who got to forgive. So I do feel like I understand a lot of people are hurt. A lot of people are bitter. A lot of people do not want to move on. But I don't think he should be punished for this at all. Like it's time to forgive. It's time to allow him to elevate in his life and things that he truly wants to do. So now he's not able to live some of his other dreams that he would like to accomplish because of one decision that he made years ago. Everybody make mistakes. It's about moving on. Maybe he does not want to relive those situations, and he felt like he already openly admitted that he did what he did. So y'all let me know in the comments below what y'all really feel about this situation. I did feel like we needed to discuss this because it's to the point where it's like at some point we have to learn how to forgive. So let's not pick and choose to sit here and crucify somebody. That's just how I feel. Nick Cannon also said, As black men, we are villainized for eternity in the system eyes. They only wish to befriend us when they believe they can make a profit. Absolutely, which is why I said NBA players, NFL players have done worse, but because they make a major amount of money, they get away with it. Okay? Let this man live and get what he deserves. They continue to shun him constantly, but on the other hand, men like Robert Downey Jr. and many others get to make a comeback, win awards, get big roles, invitations to huge events after their past. So why can't they do the same for Chris Brown? So wrong, man. I thought CB's point was valid in that they asked him, then retracted. Not professional. But we keep limiting his actions to just Rihanna, and it was more than that. Karrueche had a restraining order on him. He absolutely terrorized that woman. He also other incidents like problematic behavior. That said, there is a lot of hypocrisy in how he's treated. And I don't think the entertainment industry really wants to have a serious conversation about who has done what. A lot of people playing in this celebrity game have had some problems. It felt like they were singling him out. They definitely was singling him out. I truly believe that. But y'all let me know what y'all really feel in the comments below. I feel like let that man live. Let him live his life. He apologized. He said sorry. May not be up to your standards, but somebody out here has forgiven their abuser. Somebody out here has been an abuser and wants to leave their past in the past and don't want to relive the wrong decisions that they made at a young age or just in general in life. In life, you can change. You can change. Now, do I feel like once an abuser is always an abuser when you're in a relationship with that person? I absolutely believe that, because you have to let that person go because y'all have already had a toxic relationship. So no, it will not grow. In my opinion, I don't believe that you need to stay in a relationship with someone who mentally, physically, emotionally abuse you, because that person clearly has a lot to work on and they have to work on things on their own. Okay, so I love you guys so much. If nobody told you that they love you, just know that I love you. Make sure you guys are following me on my Instagram at CCBadBBW2Ws, and I will see you guys in the next Click News. I already know a lot of y'all gonna be upset, y'all gonna be mad, but get mad in the comments, talk about it. I'll be hitting y'all back. I'm definitely gonna make sure I pin some comments because I love to have a real conversation with you guys. Look forward to seeing you guys in the next Click News. Bye.